Sinead, Wadlam, Produce Board, Fáilte a Róg Galéir, chuig an fórum seo, agus gurmagad stuff on Jesh Frastal or Nócáid. Ibriad an Taskforce seo go maith leis an plán náisiúnta leathan banda trí dlús a chur le feimú tráchtála leathan banda Ord Lewis agus chun an service rítácht seo a chur fáil a daoine agus de ghnólachtaí faoin túí in Éirinn. Agus tá cumarsáide a chríláir an fórum, tá sé rítábhad a go féidir a bheithen an cumarsáide a dhéanamh go héasca agus go héifeachta le glóir réimsí éagsúla. Don teagaí, don pobl, don educas agus don obair, don rialtas agus don sochaí gutine. I'd like to thank you first of all for the invitation to be here, and everyone seems to have a story about where their best reception is on the phones. Mine is on the fifth step from the bottom. Sixth isn't as good and the fourth isn't as good. So clearly there are issues across our country, and I only live 7 miles from Galway City. When I am Minister of State across both relevant departments, Department of Communications, Climate Action and Environment, and the Department of Rural and Community Development, it is as Minister of State, the newly established Department of Rural and Community Development, that I co-chair the Mobile Phone and Broadband Taskforce Forum. Within my department, the Regional Telecommunications Development Unit is tasked with leading the implementation of a significant number of actions from the Taskforce Report. This unit was established a little over a year ago and is working with stakeholders, including colleagues in the Department of Communications, Climate Action and Environment, the local authorities, and I'd like to welcome a range of CEOs from various local authorities and broadband officers, other state agencies and the telecoms companies to find solutions. Significant progress has been made on almost all the actions contained in the report. And this annual forum, for example, which I think is invaluable, as it provides all stakeholders with the opportunity to discuss the issues and contribute the ideas related to the rollout of the telecommunications infrastructure. Other actions on which significant progress is being made includes the campaign to make sure consumers are better informed of the progress to improve services, as well as on the availability of the different services available to them. The work on reviewing the planning laws regarding the upgrading and updating of the telecoms infrastructure, which every one of us relies, and that's hugely important work. I always found it a sense of irony when you had protests outside County Hall when I was a councillor from groups objecting to the latest mast installation or renewal or whatever, and half them on the phone or texting, on the mobile phone or texting. And I thought it was a little bit ironic that they didn't seem to join the two things together. But anyway, the work to identify and utilise the publicly owned property, including roads, for telecom infrastructure, as Minister Naughton has said, the creation of a map showing different levels of broadband and mobile phone coverage across the country to identify those black spot areas, ascertain why they are black spots, and identify solutions to improve coverage. And I think for me, one of the highlights of the establishment has been the establishment of the broadband officers at every local authority level. It's very important that there is that point of contact, as Henry Kissinger said. If I want to contact Europe, who do I call? If I want to get that connection to our local authorities in relation to broadband and telecoms, now clearly we have some people on our local authorities. And a key recommendation of the Taskforce report was the appointment of the broadband officers in every single city and local county council. The broadband officer is a dedicated point of contact in each local authority, responsible for promoting telecommunications infrastructure development, and he or she manages all of the internal and external interactions concerning telecommunications infrastructure in the county. And I have to say, in relation to broadband at the moment, the biggest complaints that I get relates to those people where there is, for example, the air rollout, where people are being connected and the fibre is not going the next section of the road or down the cul-de-sac or stopping at the head of the road. So clearly people are aware of what's happening. You'll always have complaints that nothing is happening, which clearly isn't true, but the most complaints we get now, and I'm sure the broadband officers are getting, relate to those who are nearly connected but aren't quite yet, and to explain the whole issue in relation to the work that Minister Naughton is doing in relation to the National Broadband Plan and the complexities of that, considering there is state aid, even though there are milestones have been reached in relation to AIR and ENET a couple of weeks ago. My department obviously funds the broadband officers with over €1 million invested, and whilst budget negotiations are ongoing for next year, it will be a top priority for me to ensure that obviously continues as long as required. As I said earlier, communication is fundamental. It's only by communications that we know where the problems are, what the solutions look like, and what it takes to implement those solutions. However, as with all technology, communications, it is evolving and developing at a marvellous rate, which is why communication from and between you, the stakeholders, is so important for us, that we can build on the progress achieved to date. So I'd like to again thank you for the invitation, wish you well in the deliberations later on. I look forward to some of the panel discussions, and I hope to see some of you at the next forum, whenever that will be later over the next number of months, and continue to work with Minister Loughlin within both departments, working collaboratively with you all to see the Taskforce report implemented in full.